Welcome back, everybody. This is the NASCAR 1-Up Retro Cup round number 23 of the season. We are in beautiful South Africa, Johannesburg, South Africa, for the South African Grand Prix of the 1-Up Retro Cup series. And I, of course, as I have been the last few weeks, I'm with Ryan Caggiano to bring you the racing action from South Africa. And this track is very unique. It's a fast road course. It's a fast, sweeping layout that doesn't give you much room for error. What's going to happen in this race as we see cars snaking their way through this winding road course?
It'll be basically all about just trying to keep the line, keep it straight, and all about trying not to make any error for the guy behind you to overtake you. It's a very, very hard course to try and come back from when after if you get overtaken a bunch. So it's all about just keeping momentum.
Passing will be a premium at Kyalami, and with qualifying taking place, we can give you the starting lineup for the race at Kyalami, with Henry Thomas putting on a clinic in qualifying. He set a lap 0.2 of a second faster than second-place man Jake McMillan. They will make up the front row, with Zach Fitzwater and Stephen Hunter the points leader in rows 3 and 4. No newcomers this time around, but we've got plenty of old favorites looking for their first wins of the season, like Duke Anzac in 6th. Andres Molina, the road ringer, in 9th. And, of course, we've got the 75 and 12th. We've got Bobo Jones looking for his second win of the season in 14th. And so many stories throughout the field, we couldn't do justice to name them all. And with that being said, the field is lined up. We're ready to go racing, and we'll take you out to the road course of Kyalami shortly. And the pace car is already on the road, leaves us in the hands of Henry Thomas and Jake McMillan on the front row, Zach Fitzwater and Stephen Hunter making up row number 2 as the field makes its way onto the front straightaway. The green flag's flying, and we're underway here at the South African Grand Prix here at Kyalami, and Henry Thomas gets out to a very commanding lead over Jake McMillan, tucks in right in line to block McMillan as they go through Crowthorne Corner for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, some good driving from the number 1 so far, but it's only in a race. Hopefully you can keep it clean.
And as they go through the barbecue bend here and through to turn 3, up to the long back straightaway here at Kyalami, these cars are starting to break away a little bit. It's a 3-car break out in front, with Henry Thomas's Toyota, Jake McMillan's Ford, and Zach Fitzwater's Dodge making their way through the Sunset Bend and up the short chute, heading for Clubhouse.
Yeah, I mean, the number 1 is holding its lead for now, but this number 6 is looking to pounce on any mistake it makes.
Key passing opportunity down here for the S's, but will Jake McMillan capitalize? No, he stays tucked in line. For now, coming up to turn 8, this is a critical corner here, turn 8, because they need to try and build your momentum up for a long, long front straightaway coming up. And McMillan runs just a bit wide, and that'll allow Thomas to keep the lead as they head toward the kink.
Yeah, that long bend there can really mess up your day and could ruin your whole race, so you gotta be careful there.
You can take it at up to speeds of up to 150 miles per hour, so you need to be extra careful navigating that flat-out corner as the cars complete lap number 1. Henry Thomas with a quarter-second lead as they head down in the Crowthorne corner for the second time. And with Thomas out front, Jake McMillan second, the cars are starting to single file out, at least for the first 6-7 positions, back to Casey Bender in 7.
Yeah, so far it's just because in this track there's not really too many opportunities to overtake, and you gotta take every little opportunity you can here. So it's just about holding positions, really.
Definitely, and looking at Brandon Beal in the 37, this is his best qualifying effort in quite a while. He's having a good run. Bobo Jones in the 13, just outside the top 10, having a solid run as we make our way back up through to the front of the field, going down into the S's. We've got this snaking left-right flick through to turn number 8 as Henry Thomas continues to build his lead over Jake McMillan, but it's not really growing that much. McMillan's doing everything he can to keep Henry Thomas well within reach.
Yeah, he's just nipping him in the bud, saying, any mistake you do, I will capitalize and I will overtake you. Just keeping him close by, so waiting for the pounds to happen.
Absolutely, and his lap number 2 is complete. They're nose to tail, bumper to bumper, and McMillan's going to make a move. Down in the Crowthorne corner, will he make the pass? Yes, Jake McMillan through to the lead on lap number 3, and it looks like Zach Fitzwater's going to try and make a move for second here. It's gonna be a difficult pass if he can make it stick, but yes, he will be able to make the pass. And Henry Thomas in just 2 corners falls from first all the way back to third.
Listen, let's not get this wrong. The number 6, great driving, but 59, my goodness, amazing driving skills.
And going through past the long grandstand, headed for Clubhouse, and the 6 of McMillan showing everyone that he's the best on the road courses once again. He put on such a dominant performance at Watkins Glen, and here he's doing the exact same thing once again, going through the S's and up to turn 8 once again.
Yeah, he's doing well. He knows how to take care of this track. You just got to keep momentum, keep it going.
And with the hot temperatures down in Kyalami, any little mistake can be amplified by the hot temperatures, leading to driver fatigue, which can lead to more mistakes as McMillan leads Fitzwater to the stripe, down the long front straightaway to go, and through to Crowthorne Corner once again. McMillan starting to build a lead. It's got half a second on Fitzwater.
Yeah, he's trying to extend that lead, but in this track, it's not only about extending the lead, it's just about holding the lead. That's all you can really do in this track.
Absolutely, you can't get too much of a gap, otherwise it'll be a very lonely race for you as the F5 Ford of Jake McMillan continues to lead the way, as the field for the most part is very single file right now. Very orderly race as they go up the short chute, past the long grandstand, and through the clubhouse bend once again. And McMillan holds the lead for now as Fitzwater starts to drop back just a little bit, going through the S's again.
Yeah, I mean, it's right now it seems to be all about it's all about the 6 to 59. It's all about 10 to 59 catch up. Right now it doesn't seem like that way, but we still got plenty laps to go.
Looking back for the rest of the field now, Casey Bender in 7th, Belair in 8th, Molina in 9th. 75 just outside the top 10, Lane Sanders, Ethan Zanstra having a solid run, and last week's winner Braden Saul in the 78 as the caution flag has come out on lap number 5. We'll have to figure out what happened here to cause this, but it appears it was Ricky Freeman Jr., Kyle Corbett that were involved in this one. It's a shame for Kyle Corbett. He was making his first start in a very long time in this series here today, and unfortunately it looks like it's gone from bad to worse here at lap 5.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be good. Hopefully it's not too major, and hopefully these cars can still keep on driving, but we'll see.
And as Ricky Freeman Jr. catches up to the back end of the field, we'll figure out what happened to him. So going into Clubhouse, you see Freeman right behind J.D. Martin in the 26. He runs wide, and he just catches Corbett right there. They just had nowhere to go there. And it looks like Corbett and Freeman are going to have a little bit of front-end damage. Nothing they can't fix, though. I think they'll be able to continue in this race just fine, but it's obviously a big setback early in the race.
Yeah, especially for the number 56. He's taken a bit of side damage as well, which is going to hurt him in this track, but hopefully he can still mount a little bit of comeback, but I don't think he has a good chance now.
Definitely, and with the 6 of McMillan leading the way now, and we should be going green, hopefully next time by on this for a restart. With Jake McMillan and Zach Fitzwater leading the way, we've got Henry Thomas in 3rd, Stephen Hunter 4th, Kevin Carter rounds out your top 5, and it looks like we'll be going green next time by. Not quite yet. We're not quite ready yet for green, but we'll take you to the restart as soon as the cars are ready to go. Pit road is open, but I don't think we'll have many takers this time around. And we'll take you to the restart as soon as the pace car is ready to pull off. The safety car is about to make its way onto pit road. You will see him make the right-hand turn right there. And that leaves us in the hands of Jake McMillan, the road course ace, who will lead us to the green flag shortly as the pace car is off, the flag is down, and we are back racing at Kyalami's road course right here. And with Zach Fitzwater's making a move to the inside, can he take the lead going into Crowthorne Corner?
Oh, it's going to be a tough corner here, especially with the number 1 howling on the number 6 ass. This is going to be interesting here.
And Fitzwater is going to make a move, and oh, he runs McMillan wide, but that's okay. He's going to make it stick. Fitzwater to the point. New leader in this race is the 59 of Zachary Fitzwater, with Jake McMillan now in second place as they go through turn 3 onto the back straightaway here at Kyalami. The field in a frenzy to try and get by each other here in this race as Zach Fitzwater continues to lead the way. He took the lead in a commanding fashion from Jake McMillan, but McMillan still hanging on to a solid second place as the field makes its way through. And it appears we are still good to go right now as Fitzwater leads them through the S's.
Yeah, I mean, good drive by Fitzwater. And that long straightaway, you want to be right next to your buddy and just overtake him very, very quickly. It's very hard to do, but once you do it right, it's beautiful to watch.
It feels like on these restarts you want to be the second car in line instead of the leader, because if you're the leader on the restart, you're sitting duck for the second place car right behind you, and that's what happened to Jake McMillan. He just lost out to Zachary Fitzwater as they head to Crowthorne once again, with Fitzwater now in the lead by half a second.
Yeah, I mean, good driving by 59, taking first from number 6, but it's early on, but 59 showing that he can win this so far.
He can, and it's been a long season for Zachary Fitzwater. He joined midway through, hasn't gotten the victory lane yet, but he's knocking on the door of the top 30 in points, and races like this will definitely help him achieve that goal of getting up into the top 30 in points as Fitzwater sweeps past the long grandstand and through the corner here, through Clubhouse once again, and Fitzwater's going to lead them down through to the S's as McMillan continues to close the gap, but he's too far back to make a move right now.
Yeah, he's a little bit too further back, but all you really need is just to slowly catch up to him and then take him out after the king. But if you can do that, then you'll be fine.
Absolutely. And coming up onto the long front straightaway, the draft can be a bit of a factor here on this track as Fitzwater leads the way ahead of McMillan, zooms past the main grandstand ahead in the South African Grand Prix as Fitzwater continues to show the way ahead of McMillan and Thomas in third.
Yeah, I mean, great driving so far by the 59 crew. They'll be ecstatic that he's in first, and hopefully he can keep it so we can keep on racing, because Fitzwater, he's always the wild card here.
Absolutely, because we're looking back through the rest of the field. We see Stephen Gale and Bobo Jones just outside the top 10, with Lane Sanders over here. Santiago Alvarez in third in line there, not on track, but in line. He's had a good start to his career, 2 top 10s in 2 races. As we look back on Jack Halleck after a struggling performance in his home race, he's hoping to rebound here. Justin Hutchinson going to try and make a move on Arthur Xavier through Clubhouse around the outside. That's going to be a challenge, and it looks like Xavier will be able to hold him off going into the S's.
Yeah, I mean, great driving by the 95 there, taking that position. It's now all about will the others allow him to help hold it, or will he be able to, or will he not be? It's just a matter of time.
And now this side-by-side battle settled in favor of Ben McDonnell in the 12, getting ahead of Sam Denoto. And now Ace in the 24 is going to try and make a move on Sam Denoto in the 00. But it looks like Denoto is going to be able to hold him off going through the kink and towards the start-finish once again. We are about 1/3 distance in this race with Ace and Ortiz battling for position. Martin's back there, Luchin, Taylor, Maley. These guys have not had a great qualifying day, but hopefully they can translate that into better successes in the race. You see King back here, Miles Mashburn, Cal Farrell. Kyle Corbett was obviously in that wreck earlier, as was Ricky Freeman Jr. And it appears Jacob Johnson's had an off somewhere, has gone off somewhere on this track. He's way off the pace, as he seems to be up to speed now, but he's dropped very far behind the leaders.
Yeah, that's not good. I think something must have happened.
There's been a big crash. There's been a big crash. Cal Farrell is out of this race in the 96. His race is done. We will try and find what happened to Cal Farrell in a minute as they race back to the stripe, as the pace car pulls onto the track. And Arthur Xavier, we were just talking about him. He was having a great run, trying to make that pass on Justin Hutchinson, but now his race is run and done on lap number 10. Tough break for both the 95 and the 96. We're going to have to find out what happened to both of these cars.
Yeah, I mean, it's very disappointing to see that, but unfortunately, Kyalami does not leave any prisoners. You gotta be strong, you gotta be hard to do this track.
As Chris Maley powers away from the scene, Josh Drake's got a little bit of damage on his 86 Chevrolet. He will make his way to pit road to try and repair that. And we will figure out what happened to the 96 of Cal Farrell as soon as the replay becomes available for this race. So Cal Farrell is making his way down through, looks like he was going through Barbecue Bend, and he just runs wide, and oh, it starts way ahead of him. Chris Maley gets involved. Oh, right there. Arthur Xavier was sideways on the track. Cal Farrell with nowhere to go. It really wasn't Cal Farrell's fault at all, really. It was more Arthur Xavier going off and having a big off there on the back straightaway, and that's what led to trouble there.
Yeah, he must have taken some damage from that initial hit, and it's just suffered him, and now I think he's probably going to be out of this race now to 95, which is unfortunate as well.
The smoke coming from that car is a clear indication that his car is... CC's battling Hutchinson once again for position, and ooh, Herman just sends it in way, way too deep. And Xavier just as an innocent victim here. Drake makes a little contact on the side, and then Cal Farrell right into the back of Xavier. Nowhere for him to go. I'd have to put the blame on the 53 of Herman for that one. He put that into the corner way faster than that corner was intended to be taken, and that resulted in the end of the day for both Arthur Xavier and Cal Farrell.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but I feel like the 53...
Unrelated to this caution, Chris Maley had an off as well. He just didn't make the corner and went way wide in the corner, and we sort of lumped him in with this wreck, but he had nothing to do with it, as he just went off on his own and just re-arrived on the scene when this wreck had occurred. So Chris Maley had an off. He should be all right. No damage to his car, but Arthur Xavier done for the day.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for the Sony car, but hopefully some other cars will still be a good time to race still.
Pit stops have occurred while we were under caution, and the field has been shuffled up quite a bit by this set of pit stops. We no longer see Jake McMillan and Henry Thomas at the front of the field. They've dropped back due to pit strategy, and now we're looking through the field to try and find them. They've dropped way to the back of the field, past Lutchen, past McDonald, Dooling, Gale. They've dropped, here they are. They've dropped way to the back.
I mean, it's a strategy, because at least that way, later on, they can still try and get some time back. But for now, unless if there's another caution, it's going to be interesting.
So now, Ricky Freeman Jr. assumes the lead. Remember, he was in that wreck on lap number 4. With Kyle Corbett, so it's going to be interesting if he can survive out front. Jacob Johnson was off the pace earlier too. He runs in second, so it'll be interesting if these two can manage to hang on to the lead few positions as we check on the fastest lap point. Braden Saul holds that. As we go through turn 8, we're coming to the restart this time.
Yeah, I mean, the 56 would be very happy to hold it to first so far.
And as the field comes out of turn 8, we go onto the long front straightaway. The pace car is going to make the right-hand turn on the pit road any minute now, and that'll leave us in the hands of Ricky Freeman Jr., ahead of Jacob Johnson. Fitzwater fell back to 3rd. Stephen Hunter and Duke Anzac round out your top 5 as we're getting ready to go green, and the light is out. The flag is down. We're back racing at Kyalami.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully the number 3 can do some damage here. But,
looks like he'll be able,
Joe.
Right away, the 0-3 makes a move on the 56, and now Jacob Johnson will assume the race lead. As Stephen Hunter is going to try and make a move for 3rd on Fitzwater, and it looks like he'll be able to make that move fairly easily in that 51. He's the points leader for a reason. He can make moves and finish up front every week. And he's not done yet. He's going to try and make a move for 2nd on Ricky Freeman Jr., and that move was as easy as anything. he makes the move, and now Hunter up to second. It looks like Ricky Freeman Jr. is holding them up just a little bit. The car is all behind him. And Fitzwater now making a move as the caution flag has come out for some reason. I think maybe Mashburn had a bit of an off down by the S's to bring out the caution flag. I'm not sure if we're right on this or not, but the caution flag is definitely out, and Jacob Johnson is going to be picked up by the safety car here. We'll see what happens to Miles Mashburn here in just a short while, but it appears, oh, these cars are stacking up pretty severely on the opening corner, slowing down for the caution flag. Corbett's got some heavy damage to his car. Stephen Gale was in it, Richard Herman again. These cars have just not had a very good day here today at Kyalami, and it's fairly easy to see why if you can get wrecked under caution like this. And with that, the field is slowing down, and we'll be able to take you to what happened with Miles Mashburn shortly, as soon as we get the replay. With Miles Mashburn now going through Clubhouse Corner, he's closing in on Caden Atkins for a position, and is going to go through the S's to try and take it. He just drives it in a bit too hard and just gets it into the wall with Caden Atkins, and McMillan did a great job to avoid hitting Miles Mashburn there. But still, it's a tough break, but it looks like the damage will be repairable, and he will be able to stay in this race. But still, tough break for Miles Mashburn. He hasn't had much success since his win at Chicagoland. In fact, that win remains his only top 5 of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate for the 72. He was lining up on that wall. But now this will be interesting for the rest of the pack because, like we said before, another caution would shuffle the pack up again for the pits. So it's going to be interesting who's going to be first now.
Another caution means another restart. And now this is what happened when the cars were slowing down for the caution. It's just a big stack up, and then Gale gets spun sideways and nowhere for Corbett in the 42 to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you got to be careful with these road courses, especially with how fast you're going, especially in those turns. You got to be careful who's in front of you and everything, because otherwise you'll be damaging yourself, you'll be damaging your opponents, and you're going to have a nice, long talk to the stewards afterwards.
With Denoto in the pits for repairs, Richard Herman's going to get some damage fixed on his rear. Kyle Corbett is going to have a lot of damage to be fixed on his front. And Orta just going to remove his front end altogether as Kyle Corbett exits the pit lane, and he will rejoin the action here on the 40 restart of this race, which should be coming any lap now. But Kyle Corbett with a lot of damage on his front end.
Listen, you know, it's super hard here in Kyalami. You know, it made me wanted to breathe a little bit more, you know.
That could also be the case.
I wouldn't, you know, wouldn't stop. God, wouldn't stop there.
It's a bit of an aerodynamic disadvantage, but if that's what it takes to keep your car in the race, then by all means go for it. As Jacob Johnson continues to lead this race as the field starts to catch up to the safety car, it appears we'll be going green this time by, and hopefully we'll have seen the end of the yellow flags, because we want to get some green flag racing in this thing, and I'm curious to see if Jacob Johnson will be able to hold the lead here.
Yeah, especially against that Amazon 51. It's a day, like we said before, it's a very dangerous guy, and he knows that he can win the races, so it's just about holding and maintaining it.
He got his first win at Daytona a couple weeks ago, and now he's looking for number 2, and this one will mean a lot to him, as he'll be the only winner on African soil this season, and that is a great honor to hold.
Exactly. But you never know. Let's see what happens on the restart here.
And with McMillan deep in the field, it's opened the door possibly for a new road course winner to take shape here, as Jacob Johnson leads the field off before. He won it on the dirt in Springfield earlier in the season, so he's also looking for win number 2 on the season. Fitzwater, Blair, and Antzak behind him, they're all looking for their first wins, so it'll be an interesting battle from here on out as we're about halfway through the South African Grand Prix, and Jacob Johnson leads them off turn number 9, and we are ready to go racing. Once again, the green flag is out, and we're back underway. Will Stephen Hunter make a move? You bet he will. Underneath Jacob Johnson, going down the long front straightaway, Hunter will likely be your new leader as we go through Crowthorne Corner once again.
Yeah, especially in the restarts, like you said before, mate. The second place is your best friend, because it's just easy to just do a hook shot against them.
Absolutely. The second place is the place to be. I'm not sure if that's by design or not, but Fitzwater's also going to get a move on past Jacob Johnson to take second, but they're still side by side for that position, and being side by side like that is going to allow Stephen Hunter a lot of breathing room here.
Yeah, exactly, but also being side by side is very dangerous. We've seen it way too many times so far on this track. Being side by side in this track is not a good thing.
That's for sure, and as the field rolls through, yes, as the caution flag is back out again. We'd hoped it wouldn't come out once again, and as you see the pole sitter, Henry Thomas, on pit road, the caution may have been for him. He appeared to have been slow on the restart, so we'll try and find out what happened to Henry Thomas, but for now, it's Stephen Hunter out front, going to take the caution flag with a very handy lead that he will have to give up to Zachary Fitzwater and the rest of the pack here at lap 17 of 31.
Yeah, I mean, like we said before, if you're too wide on this track, it's gonna be the danger for you and the other drivers. And we've seen how many now? 4, 5 cautions? It's a very dangerous track.
Now we will find out what happened to Henry Thomas, and we'll bring you a replay of what happened as soon as we can figure out what did happen to Henry Thomas. And until then, sit tight with us, folks. So you see Henry Thomas going past the long grandstand. This is coming to the restart, and he appears slow already. I'm not sure if this by itself was what brought the caution out. I feel like it had to have been what brought the caution out, because this is coming to the restart, and Thomas is way off pace. I'm not sure what happened to the one. Remember, he started on pole, but clearly his luck had begun to sour in a big way.
Yeah, maybe a bit of engine problem here and there, maybe a bit of tire. It's not really, we can't really say because we don't really know, unfortunately.
Well, he appears to be up to speed now, and he'll be able to rejoin the back end of the field on the lead lap, which is always a good thing in this event. And as the pace car picks up Stephen Hunter and Jacob Johnson and the rest of this 40-car field, now that we've whittled down from 42 down to 40 in this race, we're on lap 18, and we'll be ready for the restart as soon as the cars are ready to go around by this lap.
Yeah, I mean, like we said before, I think number 3 is probably going to take first again, but the question is, how long? Especially if we get another caution out.
I wouldn't be so sure about that, honestly, because Jacob Johnson was not able to keep his speed up on the last restart, and that let Stephen Hunter blast right past him. I think what the issue was with second place getting such a big run is that both Ricky Freeman Jr. on the second to last restart and Jacob Johnson last time were both in slower cars due to some predicaments caused on their ends before. Freeman had crash damage and Johnson had a skipping engine. So it appears that Johnson was able to get by Freeman because he had more damage, and Hunter was able to get by Johnson because Hunter had an intact car. So it appears to me that it looks like, I think Hunter will be able to keep this lead going into Crowthorne on this restart.
Yeah, absolutely. So far, but we'll see once the pace car leads out. We'll see what happens there.
Definitely, and with the lights out on the safety car, we are going to go green on the next lap. Pace car will pull in, and as we head towards the S's once again, turns 6 and 7 here at Kyalami, we will be able to go green again, and hopefully stay that way for good in this race, because we want to have as much green flag racing as possible. No one's having fun under the caution flag, except maybe the safety car driver, who finally gets to lead the field. I think the safety car has led more laps than anyone on track here today.
Hey, listen, what number is the safety car? Because, we need to put them in the points tally in the end.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to we'll have to give him something. We'll throw up a provisional points for him. Good job out there. You're doing a great job. But he finally pulls onto the pit lane, and that leaves us in the hands of Stephen Hunter once again. And as they go through turn 9, we are ready to go back racing. And the green flag is back out. We are racing once again, and we'll see if Johnson can take the lead back. I don't think he can, because Hunter's stretching it out to a big lead, and Fitzwater's going for second.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he is holding on very nice and strong. And now it's all about, can Fitzwater get second from number 3. Looks like he can. It's going to be tough.
But it looks like he'll be able to, because like I said earlier, Johnson's still got an ailing car from before, and hopefully he can bring it home in one piece in this race. As Brandon Beal makes a move for third place. Great run by this 37 car. This would be his first top 5, I believe, of his career if he can hang on here today, as Duke Anczak tries to power back by on the outside. Even if he does lose the spot, 5th place is still a great run for this 37 car, who's missed quite a few races lately.
Well, I mean, and right now, any points are good points. The higher you are, the very more times you get to race, and we love seeing, especially any drivers, new or old. So it's always good to try and get as many points as you can.
And Brandon Beal is going to get a big haul of points, at least 33 points if he can stay where he is, and maybe 34 if he can get by Duke Anczak, which he will be able to do coming off of turn 8 and going down the long front straightaway. And it looks like Beal will be able to will clear Anczak very easily as Hunter continues to lead. We're going to hit 12 laps to go, and there's still plenty of action left in those 12 laps. Anything can still happen here as Hunter has built a 0.6 of a second lead.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we expect from the points. So he is showing what you need to show that you are the boss, that you are the champion. And he's showing us with his driving today.
Absolutely. Although Fitzwater is starting to close the gap a little bit, I wouldn't be surprised if this becomes a big battle between the 51 and the 59 for the win. As you can see, the rest of the field's being held up by Jacob Johnson in the 03. So it appears it'll be these two and these two alone battling it out for victory, unless Brandon Beal and Duke Anczak can get a big move on in a big hurry.
Or unless there's another caution, which we don't want, but it's possible.
No, we do not want another caution, but it is possible. We could have our safety car friend lead some more laps once again. But now it's Stephen Hunter out front, where he naturally wants to be. And coming out of turn 8 to complete lap 20, he's got, we'll check the interval at the stripe. We'll see if he gained or lost time to the 59 of Fitzwater in the coming lap. It appears he did lose a little bit of time. Not enough to make a big difference, but still, definitely he did lose a little bit of time. And I feel like Hunter is at his best coming out of turn 8 on the final leg of the lap, going up through the kink and to the start-finish straight. That is where I believe Stephen Hunter makes up the most time on Fitzwater, right there.
That is true, but Fitzwater, don't count him out yet. He was not happy after what happened in his hometown. He wants to show that he can still drive and he can win some races, and he's showing it today.
For sure, with Hunter, the only driver in between Fitzwater and victory at Kyalami. Remember, the only African race on our calendar, so anyone who wins this race will be in unique territory in victory lane, being the only driver to win a race of such caliber. And it looks like it's going to come down to these two cars, Hunter and Fitzwater, going for the battle for the win here. But can Fitzy close the gap? I'm not sure he can at the moment, because Hunter's just that good off of turn 8. But we'll see coming to the line if he can extend his lead or if he will close the gap even more. And he lost a bit of time, Fitzwater did, to Hunter. Fitzy's not going to get him that way. He's got to try something different to try and make a move going into the Pro Form.
Yeah, Fitzwater is slowly trying to track him down. He's just hoping for Hunter to make a mistake, but the guys that so far are the best driver in the league so far, and him making a mistake is very rare, so he needs to pray for a miracle to happen.
His only DNF of the season came in that massive accident at Pensacola, which was no fault of his own. So, in fact, his only DNFs of the season have been in accidents that were not of his own making. So it's very rare for Stephen Hunter to make a mistake, but that's what Zach Fitzwater is hoping for here as we approach the latter stages of this race, going down into the S's once more.
Yeah, I mean, both drivers have done excellent today. No matter where they position, I mean, Fitzwater will want that number 1 win, but right now it's hard to get past that number 51 Hunter. He's just too good of a driver, I think.
I'd say so, and looks like actually Fitzy managed to close the gap a little bit. We'll see if he can pick up on the timing board. The striker will on board now with Fitzwater to try and track down Stephen Hunter. He actually lost 2 tenths that lap, so we'll see if he can gain a bit of time on this lap as we ride on board with Drew Corker.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about just keeping it up with him. Make sure you take your corners as fast as you can without trying to fall off track. Just you gotta be careful on this track. There's so many ways you can lose a couple milliseconds, and those milliseconds add up.
Absolutely, and as they exit the back straightaway, going through the corner, head up the short chute towards the clubhouse once again, and it looks like Fitzwater's actually closing in on Hunter, but you can see it's on corner exit where Hunter really shows his stuff as they come down through the S's. You'll be able to see it especially once they come off turn 8, which is coming up shortly. You'll be able to see where Stephen Hunter really puts the foot down and really starts to pull away. Coming through this corner right here, you'll see Hunter just get smaller and smaller in Fitzwater's windshield. You can see it right there. He's got such good drive on.
Yeah, and that's what makes Hunter a very dangerous driver. Because in any trap, anytime he gets out of the corner, he just goes like a bullet, and it's impossible to catch him. And that's why he's such a dangerous and such a good driver, because of that.
That is for sure, and with a dwindling number of laps, we're down to about 7 to 8 laps to go, and it appears that the gap is staying at a consistent rate. He'll gain 2 tenths one lap, but he'll lose those 2 tenths back again on the very next lap. So he needs to start putting consistently fast laps together and hope Hunter doesn't do the same.
Yeah, exactly. He's right now just got to pray for that tiny bit of draft to maybe come his way a little bit and try to get a little bit of milliseconds back on him and just slowly catch him. But it's a long way to go. 0.5 seconds may not seem much, but in this, it's massive.
Absolutely, because the draft really only plays a factor on the long front straightaway, and even then, it doesn't make too much of a difference. However, it's going to be all the difference in the world if Fitzwater can manage to get by Stephen Hunter, but he's running out of time to do it. We're coming to about 6-7 laps to go, and right now, it looks like the gap is closing a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, not yet. He is catching him. He is getting him, but is it too little too late? That's the real question of the day.
And remember, catching Hunter is one thing. You can get to his back bumper. It's a completely different thing to get past him, because you need to get side by side with him first, and that has led to plenty of accidents in this race, as we've seen already.
Yeah, we've seen way too many accidents, and Fitzwater knows that, and so he's got to be very careful. If he does get up to him, how rare will he take him over? How fast will he be willing to go? And Hunter's going to be defending like a madman as well. So it's not easy.
Not at all easy. As they go through Clubhouse once again, you can see Hunter starting to build a lead back up, but Fitzwater's right there, and any little bobble from the 51 is going to allow Fitzy to get right up there. Ideally, he's going to want that bobble to occur in turn 8, but that's where Stephen Hunter is at his best, and you can see it right here as he blasts out of the corner. You can see him full power down through the front straightaway, through the kink, and you can't even see Fitzwater in the shot anymore up until right here. Hunter's just got that big a lead.
Yeah, and you can see just that whole bullet thing of that turn 8, and you can see right there, went from 0.49 to 0.66, and that is a major difference, and that's why he is such, like we keep on saying before, but he's just a great driver.
Yeah, we don't want to play favorites here in the booth, but we definitely can't deny Stephen Hunter's got one of the best talents on the grid. It's why he's leading the points. Remember, he missed the Daytona 500, and he's still leading the points. He made up a full race deficit at the early stages of the season, and now he is at the top of the leaderboard as we look back at Duke Ansack in third, Brandon Beal now in fourth position. They both managed to get past Jacob Johnson, as did Blair in the 69. She's in fifth. Jacob Johnson's drifted back to sixth, and he's holding up Ethan Zanstra in the 15. He's on pace to score his first career top 10 in seventh right now. J.D. Martin in eighth. And how about Santiago Alvarez? He's going to try and go 3 for 3 in top 10s in his career. He's finished top 10 in every single one of his starts so far. He's only made 2 starts, but he's finished top 10 in both, and right now he's on pace to go 3 for 3 in this 98 car. Great effort.
I mean, that would be very good for him, especially how late in the season we are, just to get points to always go up. Because if you can always get consistent 10, at least top 10, you're at least saying that I deserve a spot in each race, and that's what the 98 is showing us.
And here comes Zanstra on Johnson to try and take sixth through Crowthorne, and it appears that he will be able to get by him coming through the barbecue bend, and he will be able to clear him easily. But now the question is, can J.D. Martin do the same, or will he have to wait until the next corner? He will have to wait through turn 3 as Alvarez drifts wide a little bit, but he's able to hang on to ninth ahead of Lane Sanders in the 81. Good run from him. But Zanstra is on pace to score his first top 10. He's had some rotten luck. Remember at Watkins Glen, he was running so well in the top 5, but had to pit for a mechanical bug with just a few laps to go, and he drifted back into the 30s. So a top 10 from him would be a great result.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of drivers here, especially in the top 10, and even outside the top 10, are looking for crucial points just to stay in the top 30 overall. So that way you can say, I'm racing, I want to drive. And right now we see 2 real good contenders from the 98 and the number 4,
And we've got 4 laps of racing to go. And Fitzwater makes a big send in the turn 1. That was from really far back. I don't know how we could have made that corner, possibly. But he manages to make it work. But he's going to lose a lot of time to Hunter by doing that. And checking in on the fastest lap, Braden Saul still holds that. But man, that was a move by the 59, and I don't think it will work out for him. But you got to try. Desperate times call for desperate measures, especially in the late stages of this race.
Yeah, exactly. It was a very bold move, but boldness does not win you races, and unfortunately, 59 is now way behind the 51 now. That I feel like the 59 will be pleased for second, but disappointing he couldn't get first.
Yes, and as the Go-Kart Yeses and up to turn 8, coming to 3 laps to go, can Stephen Hunter hang on for these last 3 laps, or will Lady Luck deal a bad hand to Stephen Hunter as it did at Pensacola and at Las Vegas, where he crashed out late in the going, or at Pensacola case in the early stages, but he's made it well past that point now, and coming to 3 laps to go, he's on par. He's on pace to get his second win of the season, and his second in the last 3 races.
Yeah, I mean, like I feel like I'm gonna be sounding like a freaking broken record, but he's just that good of a driver that it's like you expect him. If he's not in the top 5, then there's something wrong with him on the day. It's a clear fact.
What helps is that he's qualified so well. He started 4th in this race here today. And remember at Calder Park, he was trying to become the first driver to win back-to-back races. That obviously did not happen, but he still finished in the top 10, and that is a great stepping stone, a great building block to work towards your championship. And right now, he's on pace to lock himself into the playoffs right here.
Yeah, I mean, getting yourself into a playoff position means that you could do some experimentations with your car. Not much, but do something with it and see what you can work with and learn a bit more about your car, which is very risky, but gives you a lot of time to try some new things out.
And coming off of turn 8, going into 9, Hunter's got a big lead on Fitzwater, although it looks to be closing just a little bit, but Hunter's got that drive off at a turn 9. He'll take 2 laps to go now with a commanding lead over Fitzwater right down the front straightaway. And look at that lead, and look at the gap to 3rd place. It's just a battle between these 2 drivers who are hungry for a victory at Kyalami, trying to thrill the South African fans who've crowded the grandstands to see their favorite drivers go toe-to-toe in this thrilling battle that's just about to hit its conclusion.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to give thanks to the South African people for allowing us to come here, because they've thrown in a beautiful race. We've unfortunately had a couple of cautions, but it's been great driving here, and I can't wait to come back here again next season.
Absolutely. Yeah, quick look on our friend in the safety car. No lights are on there. We're going to be good to go to the finish of this thing. And coming through ES's turn 6 and 7 up through 8, Stephen Hunter's going to see the white flag this time by, and he's all but got the checkered flag in hand as he comes out of 8 for the second to last time. Here he comes. White flag this time by.
Yeah, I mean, great driving by the 51-59. Should be pleased with himself to take 2nd place, especially after what happened in Calder Park. He'll be pleased with it, but, I mean, everyone wants to be in 1st place, but it's unfortunate.
This being the final lap of the race, anything can happen in the final lap. We've seen in late races here and in other tracks around the world, tires can blow, fuel can run dry, crashes can happen. Anything is aplenty here at Kyalami as they go down to the backstretch for the final time. Stephen Hunter is just hoping he can coax it around for one more lap, just keep doing what he's doing, and victory will be his, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been driving beautifully, especially around that turn 8. Where he just shoots like a freaking bullet, and because of that, he's been unstoppable this race.
Going through the S's for the final time, Stephen Hunter, after going through the first half of the season winless despite leading the points, he'd won at Daytona. That cemented his status as one of the best drivers on the grid. But now he will come through turn 8 for the final time, and he will truly be one of the greatest drivers this league has ever seen by winning his 2nd race of the season and joining an elite group of only 5 drivers, including him, that have won 2 races in a single season. Stephen Hunter out the final quarter. He wins at Kyalami in a thrilling battle with Zachary Fitzwater, who will have to settle for 2nd place at the end. It's a disappointing end for the 59, but still, after the heartbreak that was Calder Park, he will gladly take it.
Yeah, exactly. He was not pleased. I had a couple words with him after the race in Calder Park, and he was just looking forward to putting on a good show for Kyalami, and he definitely did that today.
Duke Ansack comes home to finish 3rd. Brandon Beal, with his first top 5 effort, is 4th. Blair in the 69 with her 2nd top 5 will finish 5th. Had a quiet day in 5th. Ethan Zanstra, his first ever top 10, will result in a 6th place finish. J.D. Martin in 7th. Santiago Alvarez will go 3 for 3 in top 10s in a phenomenal start to his career. He will take 8th place ahead of Lane Sanders in 9th position, and Jacob Johnson just barely held on to the top 10 at the end. He will come home in 10th position. This has been an exciting South African Grand Prix amidst all the carnage and the calamity. I would be surprised if this league does not return here for another race, because these fans loved it, and I'm sure that these drivers have felt the same way.
Yeah, I mean, when the fans give you that love, that emotion, you feel that on the track, and it makes you want to go do better. And we saw that today.
And I'm sure we will thrill the Belgian fans next week as we head to the Belgian countryside at Spa-Francorchamps, one of the most historic racetracks in all the world. We will be there for round 24 of the calendar, as a long, winding road course, even longer than this. So you will not want to miss that event here. And I will be bringing you that coverage from that race as well. And for Ryan Caggiano and myself, big congratulations to Stephen Hunter, a 2-time winner in the NASCAR 1-Up Retro Cup Series.